Hello and welcome to episode 174 of the Talking Wednesday podcast. James and Jake here for you today to talk through quite a bit of Sheffield Wednesday news, announcements and things like that. A lot has been going off. If you are a video watcher, you will see that Jake has got on the new Sheffield Wednesday kit, which we will be talking about in detail in this episode. But before we get into all of that, Jake, how has your week been, my mate?
It's been good. I've been really enjoying watching the Euros, like really enjoying it, because I don't think I enjoyed watching the World Cup last time. I always find the Euros is better. I don't know why. I find the European competition better than the World Cup.
I just think the last one was just a bit flat. The last World Cup. World Cups can get really good, but yeah, the Euros always have a vibe to them. It always feels like a proper summer tournament. I know the World Cup's in summer as well, but there is just something more summery about the Euros. I don't know why.
I think it's been really good at actually watching the coverage, and also on a Wednesday bias. Danny Rule had done us a world of good with actually probably getting more players to come to the club if he wants.
True, but I'm also kind of worried because now he's completely put himself in the shop window.
Shop window, yeah. Hey, well, if he had put himself in the shop window, he got a 3-year contract. They're gonna have to pay for him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, a quick mentioner, actually. If you are at Owls in the Park this weekend,
yes,
go up to Jake and say the phrase to him, Euro sticker. That's all you have to say.
Yep.
Okay. And the first, I think it's 3 people will get one of our limited edition, it's not going to focus. There's a Talking Wednesday Euros sticker that's got the Talking Wednesday owl engraved on the Euros trophy. There's only I think I've made 8 or 10 of these. I can't remember which one. The members that have provided their addresses that were eligible before June for this have had it sent in the post, and it should be with you shortly. Obviously, I do make a point of asking for your addresses, guys. So
but remember,
if you haven't provided addresses,
3.
make sure you do it for next time. Exactly. Jake has 3. So Jake only has 3. He should have some backup Talkie Wednesday stickers. So if you do say it in his run out, he'll give you one of those. But we will basically... There's a way to get one of 3 limited edition stickers. So go up to Jake at Owls in the Park and say Euro sticker.
Yep. And if you're looking,
should be fun for you, I'm sure.
3. Yep. Yeah. I'm just gonna right, I don't have a Euro one. Have a normal one. Have a normal.
Yeah, exactly. But no, you'll be out in the wild, which will be fun. I can't go. I completely forgot because I was saying I was going. Even on the women's supporters group episode, I was saying that I was planning on going to Owls in the Park, but unfortunately, it's not unfortunate really, because I planned with my mate that we'd watch the first knockout weekend together for ages. So
I was going to say you said it like a really bad thing, but you're spending time with your mate.
No, I meant unfortunately, because I'm going to love it. Don't get me wrong, because we always have a laugh. But unfortunately, from the side of not being able to see people at Owls in the Park and go to Owls in the Park, considering I went to the last one before it all shut. So, yeah,
it feels really weird because this is the first one we've had since 2019, and I'm gonna be intrigued to see what the club do, because apparently we
didn't have a podcast back then, mate.
No, we didn't. And I think this is the thing. I am looking forward to seeing people and seeing how people get on and stuff, and I think the thing is, the Owls in the Park has always been quite a feather in our cap for what we do as a community. Because people see it as, oh yeah, it's a bit of a day out for stuff. But the amount of money we actually get raised for other charities while Owls in the Park is going, it's actually quite incredible. So if you see me, come and say hello. I will not be there too long because I am there with my little one, and at the moment he's a very grumpy little sod because he's got teeth coming through, it's too hot. And I'll also be there with a sassy madam, so you might get sassed by a 6-year-old because it does happen. James and Jack have both been sassed by her multiple times, and the older she gets, the more sassy she gets, which isn't fun. But I'm looking forward to seeing Owls in Park and just seeing how it is a community, because it's not great in one sense if you look at it online, if you look at like Twitter and all the other stuff, but I think there's a difference between what people say and then what people actually do, kind of thing. But let's talk about it. England, how naff was that?
He played, Jake, the last time we actually spoke on this podcast, I said, this is what I think he'll play. And he played the exact team. I said, this is what I think he should play, but this is what I think he'll play. And he played the exact team I thought he'd play because he's boring. I like him. I like what he's done in the past, but this has just shown to me, especially with the interviews afterwards, the comment about Calvin Phillips, and we haven't got a Calvin Phillips. Just bite the bullet. I thought Trent was better in the first game than in the second, right? The second he was non-existent. I thought he looked okay in the first. Foden doesn't work out wide. I think you either drop him or you play him as a 10. This is what you've got to do. You've got to play him as a 10 or drop him. And I know it's hard, but what you do in that situation is you drop Trent, you pull Bellingham back to partner Rice in the midfield, and you play Foden as the 10.
There.
Yeah, and then you put Gordon out on the left or whatever.
You know what really annoyed me?
That's a better system. Go on.
The interview where he said, we're experimenting. You don't experiment in the middle of a tournament. That is what the international friendlies are. I think you experiment
in the group stage, but I don't believe he is experimenting because he tried something in the first game that didn't work and then just tried the exact same thing in the second and it worked even worse.
It's like he's trying to get sacked.
He's also, like, Harry Kane came out very defensive the other day. Right, and he came out, and when he seemed quite defensive, sort of like having a pot, because Lineker and Shearer are quite critical, obviously, of the situation and of him because he doesn't fit in that system. He's not pressing, and he needed to press in those games. But I think that comes to the manager. He stays up for Bayern, right?
Yeah,
he used to drop deep for Spurs. He's dropped deep for England in the past. He's great at dropping deep. It does work, but because it's been figured out, he needs to just sit up as that number 9. Stay up, press.
I want to see
press
Palmer
for the full 90 minutes. Just sit on the. He's not going to spin like Ollie Watkins did as soon as he comes in. He's not going to be that striker anymore.
Play to his strength.
Just literally keep him up the field and let the midfielders have their space and do the work and have the other players running beyond him and actually make that forward line work. Saka's been our best player for me so far. In terms of whenever I've seen Saka actually do, he's the only player who looks like he's doing something.
He's the only one that looks like he's wanting to push forward. As soon as we got that goal, we sat back and we just let them have the shot. And like even when we were trying to chase it didn't even look like we were chasing it. It's like the fact that they were flat out on the backs at the end of it. I'm like, I understand it's hot. I get that. I understand the heat. Understand that a lot. But I didn't see where the pressing was. I didn't see where the wanting to get something out of it. You know what I mean? It felt really flat. Like, if you're going to take Cole Palmer, use him. Or you're going to have the situation that we've had in the past where we've taken players.
Bringing Bowen on is like the most defensive change. I like Bowen, but I think he's like, if you're thinking about a change, he's like probably the most defensive-minded attacking player that he's got out of those subs to make, and he makes it. He also, Eze, who's a central player, right? If I'm right in saying, for Crystal Palace.
Yeah, he is.
He takes a central player in Foden off that is played on the wing to put another central player on at the wing in Eze. And I'm like,
it's insane.
You're just not playing to their strengths. Like, I don't know what I said. I rate Grealish more than Gordon, but that's not saying I didn't rate Gordon, right? You've took Gordon, you've not taken Grealish. Why the hell aren't you playing him? He's the only person on that left that makes sense now.
Yep. I'm getting deja vu with the Wednesday stuff here, like not having the proper left-sided players and just putting anyone there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just feels
I know Grealish
weird.
hasn't had the best season, but I watched him in the friendlies before the tournament and he got an assist and he looked like he was doing things. If I'd have watched it, I'd have taken him because in this situation, you put Grealish out on the left, he draws space. That's the thing that you get. You think Harry Kane goes for... If you've got Grealish going down... Because he can't do this now, so I know it's a hindsight thing. But I was saying this before the tournament. You put Grealish down the left.
Yeah.
He attracts players to him. He draws fouls. The other players have more space to do what they need to do. I think it's an oversight of him not taking him, especially because he's not playing Gordon. I don't think Maddison would have worked because he'd have probably played the bugger on the wing.
If you play Maddison where he played for a club, he works.
Yeah, I saw the Maddison thing more. The Grealish thing shocked me because Maddison's not, he's had injuries this season, that sort of thing. And I thought, actually, if he's going to take central players, he should take Eze. Because Eze looked really good in the international friendlies, and I don't think Maddison really did. Yeah. But he's not playing the players in their position. He's trying to square pegs in round holes sort of thing. And it's just not working. It isn't working. Teams... The one thing I've got in the back of my mind is like, this could be an absolute masterstroke. It's not, right? But they've worked a system, what is exactly what I say, and they've got it in training and they're keeping it quiet. And as soon as we get to the knockouts, they're going to start turning that on. That's what I keep praying, right?
I hope that's what happens. Yeah.
He's just not letting teams suss us out. So he's playing this way in the group stage. And then when you get to the knockouts, it's all attack, attack, attack. But it's not the way he does it. He'll sit there. He'll play his holding midfielders. He'll pine for Jordan Henderson and Calvin Phillips. It's just... Yeah. It's just not. It's just uninspiring, mate. I watched that England side and I go... Yeah, well,
I've watched all the games in the Euros and all the games have been really exciting. Really fun. I've watched ours and I'm like, I don't feel anything.
It's just
I really don't feel anything.
It's almost as if, do you know why I'm feeling like this? Is this time I'm like, I'm not even, oh yeah, we're still in the tournament, we're doing well sort of thing. But I'm not looking forward to playing a better team because even like if we get Austria in the knockouts, which is looking like, right, Austria could do a job on us with the way we are.
Yeah, definitely. And
that's the problem. Good. Because we're not playing positive enough. The players look lost. When you see them on it's like they don't have that guidance. They misplace the passes. You'll see a chance and they'll just go backwards. Oh, keep the ball. Right, okay, fine. How about genuinely you could score more goals by just playing hoofball and putting Harry Kane right up at the top right now.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
But instead we've got this methodical... I'm not saying that's the way we should play it. I'm just saying like the midfield looks lost. For me, I think Gay's performed okay, actually, so it makes sense. But I would have taken the risk. And if I'm playing a back four, I know Kyle Walker works better in a back three, right? But because he's been playing players out of position anyway, I'd have played Stones and Walker at centre-back and risked it, right? And put Trent at right-back. I would have... I know that's a big risk because having Kyle Walker as just a centre-back on his head, but I think he could probably do that job, to be honest, if he's playing players out of position. Or play him at bloody left-back instead of Trippier.
Yeah.
And play... Because Trent, right, he literally... That's where he's the best at switching play. If you're worried about his defensive ability, keep him in there. Actually, no, that's what you do. You play Walker at left-back and Trent at right-back.
Play what they're good at.
Yes. Because I think if you've got Stones on the right-hand side of that, he can cover the position. And obviously the formation shifts, right? We talk about Foden not starting centrally. He doesn't start off the ball. He's not central. But on the ball, he is. I might have got them the wrong way around. But if you watch the formation...
I know what you mean.
Foden does drift centrally when that happens. But it's his starting position out left that is the main problem there. You know? Yeah.
As a whole, the tournament's been fantastic. It's been good to watch other teams and see how teams play. It's just, I would just feel flat. I love how someone on Twitter also went, funny how Chris Powell left and it's not been the same since. How you week been, mate?
Yes, mate. We've got it's all right, yeah. Thank you to all the kind responses from having a slightly different episode for
that was
the
fantastic,
audience,
by the way. That was a really good episode.
It's stuff we've been saying we wanted to do for a long time, have different voices on the platform. So that's just the start of it. I'm already talking to a few more people. So we are looking at doing stuff like that. Obviously, it was a bit more interview-based sort of thing, but I always said that's something I'm interested in. It's something I've done for other things in the past, interview-wise. So it makes sense to bring it into Talking Wednesday at some stage. Yep. But yes, I know some of our community were interested in joining from that.
Which is lovely to hear.
So that's really, really good to hear. And I'm glad we got the opportunity to do that. In terms of my general week, it's been Euros and work, basically. That's been it. I'm sad that I've missed quite a few of the 2 o'clock. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
There have been a couple of times where I've messaged James and we've been doing stuff. It's like, I've already drunk this bottle.
It's been mainly the beer and stuff. It's basically what's ever down at, because I've got a local shop now and it's what's ever down there that is nearly at sell by and is selling off.
Yeah.
Basically, I like, that'll do for now.
The proper corner shop going out of date, I'm knocking it out for this much.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it's been all right. I've got a busy week. I've got a busy few weeks in terms of it, but the Euros are going to drag me through it basically.
I think we've all got. It's weird because we're going to have a schedule change in terms of what we do because we've got things that are going back and forth with each other. We're still going to try and get it out on the Sunday, aren't we?
Oh yeah, I'm not out next. I've got my mate up next weekend, so I'm not going to be on the podcast next week. It's going to be Jake and Jack for you. Yeah, we've planned that ahead of time.
Yeah, and it's like it could be interesting because always remember with these, sometimes with the pod, sometimes we'll do something on the Saturday, it'll go out on the Sunday, and then something will break on the Sunday or the Monday. So we have to put it into next episode. Because I've had a couple of people go, why does it sometimes go behind? It's like that's how it is.
Yeah, it's difficult with the breakouts because people are like, well, Jake's already talked about this like a few days ago, and I was like, yes, that's how it works. Yep. We're kind of doing. Jake does the initial stuff. The podcast goes in depth, which is why the breakouts exist because we talk about things and we bounce off opinions.
And it's like if you watch my stuff, I always say if you want a full in depth, go to what Talking Wednesday where we'll talk about it in depth.
Yeah, exactly, and I appreciate you do that, and it's true we do. That is what we do here. But yeah. There's a lot to talk about this week, Jake.
There is.
We've got plenty going off in terms of transfers, but the big thing that's dropped is the Wednesday home kit has been revealed. I will read you the press release from the website. The Wednesday website reads as follows: 2024-25 official Macron kits on sale Monday. The Owls are pleased to confirm that our 2024-25 official Macron home kits, revealed by the members of the Sheffield Wednesday staff earlier today, will be on sale from 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, Monday the 24th of June at the Megastore. The kits will be available online, and there's a link there in the article from 11 a.m. for delivery orders. Shirts in all sizes can be purchased from 3 to 6 months up to 6XL, with ladies from size 8 through to 24. The striking home shirt features narrow blue and white stripes, with each including a zigzag pattern and contrasting shades of blue. The traditional "We're all Wednesday, aren't we?" is embroidered on the rear of the shirt, and yellow detailing can be seen on the sleeves and the back of the neck. The shirts are fully black with sizes from small to 4XL in adults and youth/juniors small to XL. The socks feature black, yellow, blue, and white and are available in 4 different sizes. The prices are as follows: adult short sleeves, £69. I usually say nice after that number in a childish way, but I can't really. Junior short sleeve, £53. Infant and baby full kit sets, £60. That's really stitched me up, by the way, because I was gifting one of those. Sizing is to the Macron's regular guide, which can be found here. There's a link there. The Owls Megastore is set to be extremely busy over the coming weeks, and supporters are advised that sealed shirts will be on sale at the counter to ensure a swift, efficient service. To that end, our usual printing service will not be available for the launch, but will resume in due course. Details of our 24-25 away shirt will be revealed in the coming weeks. Thank you as always for your support. Go for it.
I can tell you why the printing's not been available yet. They haven't got the stuff on the EFL yet.
Right, that's fair enough. Right, let's talk about the way it was announced first. So there was lots of...
I love the way it was announced.
Yeah, the staff members from all areas of the club. There was a video. I think it was a really clever way to announce it. I wasn't too hot on the grading they did. I'm not going to lie. When you're selling a product, we grade on this channel sometimes to just basically get rid of bad.
If you're selling a product, you need to show what it is.
That. Yeah, but it made the blue look washed, the grade on it. And it didn't look like the Wednesday blue. Now, to my eye, I know there's a grade on that. You know there's a grade on that.
Yep.
Quite a few people will know it's not going to look like that. But then you actually look at the Twitter and they go, oh, it looks so much different in the photos. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Because it's very difficult. Don't get me wrong. From a creative perspective, if you've got a certain grade and you've got a certain lighting setup to make something look a certain way, I'm not saying that it's a hit on that.
If anything,
company.
we are just looking at it on the sense of that we do video stuff, so we see this more than other.
That's why I'm saying in terms of the grade, it is difficult when you're trying to make something consistent throughout a video. However, I think it should have looked. I think because of the way the photo looked, you know, when it was sort of announced. Because if I recall rightly, looking at the staff members as well, even outside with the lighting, obviously there'd been some work done on there. Yeah, there was a grade on there to obviously try and balance the lighting out, so you never got the true look of the shirt. And I just think something could have been done slightly differently with the grade there.
I think I know why the grade didn't work, and with being someone who's got it on now, if you actually look in the shirt itself, there's little different shades of blue. So there's a lighter blue in the shirt itself here on the zigzag. And I wonder if that's overcompensated on the gradient kind of thing, and it picked up, you know, like on the colour thing. And the announcement trailer, though, I think it was fantastic. It showed that when they are not just the players on the pitch. And I think that gets forgotten a lot.
Yeah.
Now
I'm looking at the video now, and I actually think it might be the vignette as well. I don't know if it's just the grade. I'm trying to look at it from an actual. It's hard to do on Twitter quality because that's what I'm on at the minute. I'm not on the YouTube video, but you don't really see it in proper. So you do see it on the pitch. Don't get me wrong. So that's what I hate about it. By the way, I just want to say straight out, I hate how it looks from a distance. It doesn't look like a Wednesday shirt. It looks okay where you're sitting and wearing it. It looks okay in the photos, but if you look at how this is going to look on the pitch with the players,
too much like that.
Yeah.
Which, for audio listeners, this is the kit we started in League One, where they had the abstract designs in it. It looks, if I stand up, it looks very similar to that.
I think it's a worse shirt though. I preferred the other one because of the collar. Yeah.
Now, for me,
I don't know why, but is it? Let's actually show me your sleeves. That's it. So it's the sleeves. I like stripes on sleeves, but because there's stripes on the new sleeve and they're solid blue sleeves, that other one doesn't come across as the older one doesn't. I think it's a better shirt. It looks a better shirt to me because there's the thick blue on the sleeves, which make it look like look like an extension of the Wednesday stripes, whereas everything is thin blue on the shirt.
If you look at the last couple of shirts, they've been a little bit of blue on them, but the blue been mainly down the centre. Where if you look at the new ones, it's white down the centre. I think that's what's throwing people.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. He's on about the arm there, by the way, not the centre. If
you're looking at last year's, it was down on the sleeve. It was blue down the centre of the sleeve, going down, and because it's not this year, it's white.
Yeah, I think that's it. You know, I think it's actually looking at it in comparison with that first year League One shirt.
Yeah,
I genuinely think it's that. It's the sleeves that make the majority of the problem, because I actually looked at that first year League One shirt and I went, all right, I don't really like the thinner blue strips, but it looked more of a Wednesday shirt than what we've currently got in that one. Yeah. I'm sure it'll grow on me, but I just don't like how it looks from a distance. It doesn't look like a Wednesday shirt, and that's always been a thing for me.
Right now, what I don't like is the back. If you can see it, the back there is the same colour as that.
It doesn't look like it on camera, but that might be camera.
Yeah. Not to do my own thing. There is a more in-depth video. I might send you the B-roll actually if you want it for the video, because I've got B-roll.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But there is a video that I've done on it, but it's, for me, I understand what people were saying about the price. The price is ridiculous. It's stupid. Now, if you actually look at what's going on, Bolton and I believe Stokes Macrons, it's 53 quid. If you look at Palace's, theirs is 89. So there's no real, it obviously looks like it's a club thing that's been set. And the other thing is, again,
£89.
Yeah, for
Pallisers.
Pallisers. Yeah. And again, no sponsorship. When we last had no sponsorship, it was that one.
Yeah.
Unless,
That says to me that it's just not done yet. Surely we're going to sort it. And then, because that's what happened last season, isn't it? It started with no sponsor and then it came in.
yes.
Yeah.
No, it had a sponsor.
Oh, no, it did. It had A up straight away, didn't it, before?
Yeah.
Yeah. It has happened, though, where we've ended up with sponsors coming in late in the day. I can't remember which kit it happened with, but it did happen with a Wednesday kit recently where we got a sponsor for like 2 months or something.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
It was this year's. You remember?
Yeah, it might have been this one where it changed sponsor. For some reason, I thought it happened when we had a non-sponsored shirt as well, where you could still get it without the sponsor.
Yes, there was.
That just rings a bell to me because I've got it without the sponsor, whichever shirt that was, basically. But yeah. I'm not a fan, but there's more to cry about than a Wednesday shirt. If it's a promotion shirt, I don't think any of us will be complaining. I think it'd probably look better with the old badge, and I don't even mean the old badge. I mean the old badge from.
If you just keep talking a minute, I'm just getting myself another drink.
Absolutely. But yes, I will probably do some sort of video for that. So this is for the podcast listeners. I'll do some sort of video for the kit reveal video. See, he's thrown me off now because I was literally coming to the end of this topic. And he's very unprofessionally gone to get himself a drink. So I'm just going to slander him here as we take this. So what do we think he's getting? Because I know he's got a drinks fridge behind him, right? So he could quite easily have just got a Coca-Cola or something from there because he does keep that drink fridge stocked up. However, I will let him off because he's had to move the aircon unit out of his room because he's got a baby that was overheating. So that is probably unfortunate for him. And he's coming back now, so I won't let him hear anything I've just said and see if he watches this in the edit and realises I'm not talking about football. Oh.
I have been informed that I had a drink already in here, and I didn't know.
Oh, did you by any chance? That's interesting. Is it in the fridge behind you?
Yeah, the two.
But yes, I won't be buying that shirt. Basically,
I'll be interested to see what the away shirt is.
I think it's that orange one that leaked.
If it is that orange one, I got the orange shirt when it was plus net, and I don't suit them, but I do like them.
I don't like orange shirts.
Oh yeah, we had this discussion about shirts anyway.
Yeah, I should have bought that. Actually, if they're at half price in the Macron ones that I was in the park from last year, I might send you to grab me one when you're there. One of the away shirts.
The away shirt.
The away shirt. Yeah. He'll have the new bloody sponsor on, but I'm sure that'll peel off.
Might not actually, because a lot of them, they still got the old sponsor on. If you wanted the new sponsor on, you had to actually pay for them to put it over the top.
No, they did it for free. They did it for free, I think.
Yeah, they did it for free, but I don't think they're going to want to just put a old sponsor on an old shirt.
No, that makes sense, unless they've gone with the new sponsor and that sort of stuff. If we've got the old sponsor, I prefer that because it looked better. But yes, I do want the away shirt. I've not bought it yet because I was still like, nah. I've not bought a shirt for a couple of seasons, to be honest.
You missed to get that shirt, actually. You missed to get that shirt when we had the 50% off for the thing, because everything went 50% off.
Yeah, but even 50% off isn't the old 50% off. Like, I used to be able to go to ours in the park and pick up... That's what I did. I used to pick up shirts for like 25 quid. Or even a tenner. Like, the good ones were... The good sizes were usually about 20 quid or so. But yeah, you used to be able to get... It's just annoying.
Yeah.
And I'm not somebody who buys a shirt every year anyway. I buy a Wednesday shirt every 2 or 3 years. So
see, I got the thing. If I wasn't doing the channel, I probably wouldn't buy one every year. But because of the channel, I'm not going to lie, I get good views off it. Because people overseas want to see what the shirt look like because they don't want to make a decision and buy it. So it's a good representation kind of thing.
Well, I might try something actually. I might tonight, the day of this podcast, I might actually put out a breakout of the shirt with some B-roll and see if we can get some traction that way as well. That's an idea. Let your video breathe throughout the day, and then this evening we'll do what we just talked about, we'll put that breakout in there. That's a little bit about how the bread is made for the podcast listeners there. But yes, let's go into the rest of the news. This is from the Star. Sheffield Wednesday man makes career stride as contract limbo goes on. One of 3 Sheffield Wednesday players whose future is yet to be decided as they approach the end of their S6 contracts made a positive stride in their international career over the weekend. Formal clarity is yet to be had over the futures of Bernard, Dominic Iorfa, Cameron Dawson and Josh Windass as they head towards the expiration of their current deals at Wednesday, 5 weeks on from the release of the Owls retain list in 2024. As per the list, all 4 were offered new deals. The Star understands that goalkeeper Dawson is likely to make the switch to League One side Bristol Rovers, where we'll reunite with Matt Taylor, who was his manager, who won the 4th tier promotion with Exeter City on loan in the 2021-22 season. Talks with Josh Windass are understood to have majorly stalled, with his future hanging delicately in the balance. It leaves situations surrounding Bernard and Iorfa. The former made his debut in an international competition over the weekend, playing 68 minutes of Jamaica's narrow 1-0 defeat to Mexico before being replaced by former Owls Player of the Year, Michael Hector. It came after another ex-Wednesday named Michael Antonio saw a goal rolled out with VAR. Basically, I'm not going to read the rest of the article. There's plenty on there. But it was 0-0 before Bernard went off, by the way.
Yeah, it was. And then Hector I think Hector actually made a mistake. That gifted them the goal.
That's unfortunate. But yes, I saw Worko tweet out. He said, move him on. He stalled long enough, move him on. I'm not necessarily sure I agree with that. I get that. He thinks it's another Luongo situation. He doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to be here. But I think I knew the players that were away on tournaments. Bernard's the one that I'm going to give until the tournament's over because you don't think about contracts when you're out in a tournament. You finish the tournament.
The only problem is if you are finishing a tournament, his contract will be up on the 1st, which is Monday. Next Monday, his contract is up.
Right.
So anyone can go into him. So we don't have any bargaining chips.
Well, this is where I also think then it probably shouldn't happen because it probably should have already been done. If we'd known he was going to be away when the players came back in terms of, because this tournament started slightly later, didn't it, for them in the Euros? So
no, I think it started at the same time. I'm sure Copa America started on the 14th. I could be wrong. No, 21st. You're right.
Yeah. So if we knew that was going to be the situation, we should have
got it done.
We should have got it done. And if it's not getting done, we do need to look for other options. So we've already made 3 signings, mate. So I'm not concerned about our business because we made very little last year until the last minute, and now we've made 3 already, and the window's just opened.
What I'm concerned about, and it's the mixture of this, is that it's Bernard and Iorfa. No one talking about Iorfa. Yes. That's always going to be centre backs gone. That leaves you with just a Wickway and possibly Palmer. So you need to bring in 2 new centre backs, kind of thing, in your list. And I still think Iorfa might sign. But he's not. He can play it. Yeah, true. He can play it.
Well, he was a centre back. We've moved him to left back.
Yeah, maybe we're bringing in the new players. It makes it easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it has to be a case of we know we've got other plans for them. Yeah, otherwise it doesn't work, does it? But
we knew
Valerie. I think we were talking about Valerie's play centre half a bit as well. If he needs to.
We knew when we signed Bernard, I think we all kind of went, this is a good player, we're going to fall in love with him and we're going to lose him, aren't we? When he first came in. We had that whole discussion about, he's on a short contract, why we not done longer, kind of thing. And at the end of the day, he's done really good for us. And if he does go and he goes to a high to play higher, then fair enough. It's not our fault if we can't.
I'm not a fan of using us as a stepping stone for 1 year. I'm just not. I would have preferred there to be an option in there, or I would have preferred there to have been something that didn't see us in this exact situation we predicted. That's the problem, because I said this last season, and I understand if you're going to want the higher tier players in, you're going to have to do situations like this, where they come in, they do a job, and then they move on to bigger things, sort of thing. But I didn't. It's never gonna sit right with me, Jake. It just isn't.
No, I get that.
I'm like, we should be something more than that, and we aren't right now. I get that, but there should be something in there that at least we got something.
Yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's a bit of a sour taste in the mouth, isn't it?
Yeah, and I never look upon players who use as a stepping stone as positively as I do players that show a little bit more for us. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, what did we get out of it? Yes, he was part of a defense that kept us up, but necessarily could we have potentially signed someone with an option that could have done the same thing? You know, when actually we'd end up without the player in a situation, we end up worse off for it now. And the player benefits and the club doesn't really. I don't see it as something we're going to be doing again, offering 1-year contracts. I think it was sort of like, okay, we're not going to get this player in the other way and we're not attracting anybody else to the centre-back position. Let's bring him in. But yeah, I was never comfortable with the whole thing anyway. This is from the Star. Now, they don't actually mention the player until the 4th article. The article reads as Sheffield Wednesday consider Ugbo alternative as Arsenal legend praises role. You can read that, but when you get to the 4th paragraph, it mentions we are in for Sori Kaba, okay, who is a player. Well, we're interested in Sori Kaba, who is a 28-year-old forward. No, he said centre back then. That was the other topic. He plays for Las Palmas, but he's got some experience over here on loan with Cardiff City in 2023, where he scored 8 goals in 17 appearances. And before that, he was at Leuven, Leuven. I don't actually know how you say that. Someone can educate me. 26 appearances, 10 goals. When he was at Midtjylland between 2019 and 2023, 73 appearances, 20 goals. So he's coming into his stride now in this. If you look at the 18 goals, basically, in the last couple of seasons, 19 goals in the last couple of seasons, because he's already scored. He scored 1 for Las Palmas as well. But yeah, what do you think? He's 6'3", big forward, looking likely that Ugbo is going to be a bit of a cat and mouse situation in terms of the Troyers holding out. So
I don't think Ugbo deal is dead. I think this is just making sure we've got options. And I also think this is making sure we've got options, but I also think this is we always said we wanted another striker as well of Ugbo. Because I see Smith being sold. I generally see Smith being sold. And if you're looking at the kind of player... Somebody
said to me something interesting in the comments. They said we should swap... we should think about doing a swap deal for Humphreys with Smith.
Funny. That is actually quite funny. But here's the thing for me. Again, look at the Cardiff link-up. The Cardiff link-up makes sense. Our head of recruitment, Kevin Beadle, was there. And if you actually look at both of them, how they play, they're very similar. Now, we needed some strength up top for a while because we've been clinical to a point, but we've never been strong physically. And I think we need to have a physical presence more than what we've got right now. Now, 28, I have seen people saying I would have liked to see the age lower. At the end of the day, there was an article at the same time when this came out that said Sheffield Wednesday looked for striker who was about 1 million to 1.5. His valuation's about 1.5, so that fits kind of thing. And people have already taken that going for the cheap option. There are value to have by going for a certain player because Troy's and
Cardiff don't rate him, which means he's actually really good.
Yeah.
Because the Cardiff fans don't rate him, apparently, like they didn't rate Ugbo, which means this guy's going to be an absolute baller for us. So let's sign him.
Yeah.
Sign them both. Why not? In FIFA terms, because we always do it, he's a 70 rated silver, 63 pace, 68 shooting, 59 passing, 66 dribbling, 31 defending, and 80 physical. Bit more of a physical player for you there with some Evos. He would be absolutely quality. But this is the kind of signing we need to make in case we don't get Ugbo. We're light up top. I do see Smith going like you said there. Maybe do a swap deal for Humphreys. You know, we're interested in some Rotherham players. He doesn't have to move. He can go back to Rotherham. They can try and take back everything they said about him. And that could be a funny situation all around. Let's see if Sheffield Wednesday do
that would
go
be
in.
quite funny,
Sorry,
actually.
Yeah. Speaking of Rotherham, this is also from the Star, who say Sheffield Wednesday plotting move for former Rotherham United man linked with Stoke City. They are basically saying that we are interested in the player
Mikel Miller.
Yes, I was trying to make sure I could read that properly. I was like, is it Mikel? Is it Mikel? I'll read you a bit from the article that says this. Now it is suggested that Plymouth Argyle wide man Mikel Miller is a player of interest to the Owls, according to report to Football Insider. Miller's contract with the Devon club is set to expire at the end of the month, and he has held contract talks with Plymouth. There have been suggestions that Nathaniel Ogbeta, who was signed from Swansea City as a potential replacement. Separate reports have linked Stoke City with an interest in Miller.
Well, that
so
would
there's
make
a bit
sense.
of competition for him.
Well,
Why would that make sense?
Because he's the Stoke manager, is the former Plymouth manager.
Well, that does make sense then. Yeah, exactly. I knew there'd be a link there. Mikel Miller. That article spelled his name wrong, isn't it? Yes, it does. He is another player that is younger than me, which is becoming a thing now, even though they're born in the same year. He's a wing-back / winger. I think we'll be signing him to play for wing-back. Well,
now here's the
maybe.
thing. Look at what we've done. We've got 2 for each side on the right. We've got Max Lowen. Does this be your 2 for each side? So you've got cover.
Valerie, Miller, Lowe.
Well, you got to remember Valerie and Paul Valentine. That's your right wing backs, right side. Yeah. Miller at the minute it's Lowen, Marvin, and Johnson. Is this your left wing back role? So Johnson goes more of the winger if need be.
It makes sense. It's kind of interesting that Rull is starting with. I'm quite impressed that we're starting with our defence.
Yeah,
because it's our weakest option. It's our weakest. It's where we've had the weakest options for the last season. It's what nearly cost us championship status, right? I think this makes sense. You know, if he's a free agent, we can go in for him. I think we
might not get a lot of game time, but it could be a case that you cover. It's a bit worrying that obviously he was released from Rotherham, and then then again Plymouth do want to sign him again, so he must have kicked on a little bit more. He only made 12 appearances I'm lying. Why? Oh my God, I swear to God, the internet is letting me down today. The past couple of podcasts, right, all my usual links have just been letting me down. I'm going to have to do more work again. I'd got to a point where I'd got everything organised, so I had to do little work until it came to the bloody podcast bit itself and the aftermath. And now I have to do all of the work again. Right. But what's it? Not my fault.
Oh, no, it's not. It's literally just the internet and people not updating the data banks. Right. He made 34 appearances last season in the championship for Plymouth. Let's sign him.
If we're looking at free agent, 28-year-old, it's that. Again, if you look at the thing, we're going either mid-20s or just going into the mid-20s if you look at what we're looking at getting in. It makes sense, but there is that part of me that's like, where does that leave Johnson, or is that where Johnson is actually going to be a winger then? There's also a little bit of a link up for the Wednesday point of view. He started for Jamie Vardy's V9 Academy.
All right, okay. His transfer market pitch is interesting. Interesting lighting on that one.
Let me have a look.
But yeah, I just think he's a position that we need. We need the 2 in every position. He's got experience. He's the kind of player that makes sense at this stage. Yeah. Go look that up if you want. We're not going to talk anymore about that on the podcast. No. But he's a 63 rated bronze, 83 pace. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. 60 shooting, 58 passing, 65 dribbling, 55 defending. Not great for a defender. 58 physical. There'll have been some good evos for that though. So I'd take him in the side. We need cover for that. I like that Danny seems to be looking at the defense, targeting the defense, looking for two in every position. So
yeah,
let's go down that road and see what happens with Michael Miller. So it's looking like Dawson's off.
Yep.
It's looking like Windass is potentially off now. That's stalling a little bit more. What are your thoughts on that?
Not necessarily on Windass. I think Windass has still legs to it. I think the part of me that's Dawson gone, and to be fair, we said a lot that he needed to go. Not because we want him to go, he just needs to go for him. You need to go play first team football. You need to go somewhere and get that thing.
I also don't think he can be on number one at the minute, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Windass is, I think it's, I don't think it's 50-50 as such. I think it was more, let's see what happens after you get back from your wedding. And get that sort, because he'd had a wedding to do, he'd had that. And we know a lot of it would be done by his agent. And it sounded like it was just a couple of little things that needed to get done before it actually happened. If you actually look at what he's doing on social media, he's liking a lot of posts that I went through later. Valerie, Low coming in, the kit release. Why would you do that if you're going?
Yeah, I think he's the one. I think he's potentially the only player we sign on a contract, you know, from the ones that are left to sign.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. We'll keep you updated, and we'll keep obviously a discussion around if the players leave, the likes of that. But I don't really have much to say. We've gone to the Windass topic in depth in the past few episodes, so I'm not going to do it again this week.
No, not worth it.
But a player has joined the Owls permanently, which we were talking about. We knew this had happened anyway, pretty much. But the Wednesday website official read for this player coming in reads as follows. Jan Valery joins the Owls. Sheffield Wednesday have completed the signing of Jan Valery from French side Angers SCO for an undisclosed fee. The Tunisia international now reunites with Owls manager Danny Rull, with the pair previously having worked together during their time at Southampton. The 25-year-old made his first steps into senior football at St Mary's, having come through the Saints Academy. Valery made his Premier League debut at 19 years of age in a 2-2 home draw with Manchester United in December 2018. The former French youth international has made 23 top-flight appearances during his breakthrough 2018-19 season. His form for the Saints prompted a contract extension at St Mary's in March in 2019, and the youngster went on to post a further 12 appearances for Southampton the following term. In total, Valery made 43 Premier League appearances for the Saints and 53 in all competitions, as well as 7 times in the Championship for Birmingham during a short loan spell in 2021. Valery made the switch to League One side Angers SCO in September 2022. Following a relegation to the second tier, the club bounced back in its first attempt last season and finished second in League Two to secure automatic promotion. Valery made 65 appearances for the French club in total, and now makes a permanent switch back to the UK to work under Rull once again. A versatile and attacking-minded performer, Valery can operate on the right side of defence or further forward in midfield, and becomes our third signing of the summer window. Welcome to Wednesday, Ian. I swear he's played centre-half. I might have been mistaken now when I was talking about that earlier, but I swear he's played it.
You know what? I think this is a smart deal, to be fair.
It makes a lot of sense. It's the fee's not apparently massive either.
So that 400k.
That's the rumor, yeah. So if that's the situation, it makes perfect sense. He's worked with Danny before. There's been a lot of talk about him from previous fan bases. Some not too keen on him. But all the Southampton fans have been on the Wednesday hashtag going, "You've got a player there." He really,
a lot have said he's a baller. They like him a lot, and it's always good when
he talked about. I think at Angers he's had a turbulent time. I think he's pretty much said that in his goodbye tweet sort of thing about ups and downs. So I think that coming back to England under Rull, I think this is a player we could get the best out of, and if we do, I'll be excited to see.
Yeah, definitely. He had played centre back once or twice. Let me have a look.
Yeah, I knew he'd done it at some point because I was reading up on him at that time. But yeah,
he played centre back 20 times, so he had played there. There you go.
Yeah, I thought so. I don't think we'll utilise him as that, but I knew he could step in and do a job if we needed him to. Basically, I knew that. I wasn't saying he's been signed as. I think he's going to be signed as an attacking fullback, attacking wingback. You know,
it was actually quite nice to see the media team actually do a bit of going on with the meme with the song when he came in.
Yeah,
well, we did it
with
good.
We did it with Bambo, didn't we? With Bambo number 5 sort of thing. There is a few things there. I'm glad they did that at the end, you know, played Valerie through the speakers just under that 7 seconds so they couldn't get done for copyright, so they didn't have to pay for it. That was clever. Well done, Wednesday. But yeah. I noticed that. I was like, yeah, there's no way we've gone through and licensed it. Yeah. But got a player in that. Another player that might be coming in. There's a battle for him though. Paveda now. There's a French side in for him as well, isn't there? So
yeah.
Who are the French side again?
I think it's unnamed.
Yeah, I think the Star were reporting basically. Yeah, they've not mentioned it. There's just said a French side is into battle for him. I think we'll sign Paveda for what it's worth, Jake. I don't know about you.
I think we will as well. I think he was just when he came in, he wasn't fit due because he's not played any football. And I think he liked what happened. I think there was a good relationship there with Danny already. I think he comes in and he's another piece of the puzzle that gets fixed. And question where you're playing because you can see him in that Windass role in the middle, but you can also see him on the wing.
Yeah, I think Paveda will happen. I think we'll play him as a 10 though, mate. I think if I'm honest.
Yeah.
And that he'll be battling. We're looking for 2 for each position. I think we'll say, right, Windass, you're our 10. Paveda's going to compete with you for it.
Yeah.
Well, Masaba one side, Gassama other side. I think Johnson will compete with Gassama. And then that probably means that Valerie might compete with Musaba unless we're looking for another right-sided midfielder as well.
Well, remember, there is the whole situation with Dembele. That's still not thing. He's now a free agent as well.
Yes, the Dembele thing, which would make sense.
That could make it work where you've got 2 for each position because that then is your person battling with Masaba. You've got your battle on the thing.
I actually think it makes sense that the 2 for each position thing is what he's focusing on because all the links would suggest that.
Yeah.
Because we've got 2 for each fullback with the links.
Yep.
2 for the left. We've already got 2 for the left wing because I think he'll put Johnson as the understudy for Gassama.
Yep.
Number 10's Windass and Paveda.
Yep.
All these players are versatile. They can play in different positions. And then you've got
Ugbo and the lad who we just been speaking, the new lad.
But even Ugbo and Kenamatri up top. I think you probably need more options up top, to be honest. But I think you need 4 strikers.
Yep, you do.
I think you need,
You know where we haven't been linked with, and it's 2 positions technically, 2 areas on the pitch. We haven't been linked with centre backs, where we're saying we've got the thing with Bernard and Iorfa, so we don't have 2 for each position. And we haven't been linked with many centre midfielders, where we are short.
Ajaria.
Yeah, he's a winger though.
He plays centrally there, doesn't he? As well.
If he's another one of those versatile ones, then we've got Ajaria, who's the 3.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder.
Centre back, Humphreys.
Oh God, yeah, Humphreys, yeah. But I think this week it's going to be busy, kind of thing. I actually generally think this week's going to be busy because we've got pre-season start.
I think Dembele's been released, so he's going to be a free as well, which will be interesting.
Yeah.
Doing the business.
Dembele one makes it a lot harder now, though. That makes it a lot harder.
Yeah, so he does play left midfield predominantly over Ajaria, but he does play central midfield and attacker, so he can play as a 10 as well. We have a load of players that can play as a 10. But yeah. I think that's it in terms of the Sheffield Wednesday news, mate. But I want to just talk about England before we wrap up because I've just seen that people are saying that leaks from the England camp say Conor Gallagher's going to start instead of Trent tomorrow in the midfield. What? And I'm like, that's his thought.
Oh, God.
That's what he said. We're done. This tournament's done. If he thinks that it's going to be fixed by putting Gallagher in the midfield,
Nah.
Just play Bellingham and Rice.
Yep, it's not hard.
And put Foden as the 10. Stop putting Foden out wide, because all he's going to do is going to keep Foden out wide, insisting playing Bellingham up more as an attacking midfielder. He's going to put Gallagher and bloody Rice in central midfield. He's so boring. I'm done with him. Yes, we'll probably batter them 3-0 with that.
Yeah, but stop saying things like that. You don't want the English FA to go, oh, well, there's a good player, there's a good manager down at S6.
He's German, though. We're doing English managers now all of a sudden.
You
notice this?
Yeah.
Which we're trying to keep. I actually reckon it'll be Graham Potter in next.
Yeah, I think it'll be Graham Potter, actually. And that would make a lot more sense.
Graham Potter gets announced after the Euros, which I wouldn't be too fussed with. I actually really want Eddie Howe to be England manager. So when he gets sacked by Newcastle, I really hope he's in a position. You are?
I really think you could actually see the FA being a bit housery and going, oh, the last kick of game. Oh, by the way, we've released him and this is your new manager.
I don't think they will. I think they'll have more class than that because of what Gareth's done for us, even though he's had all the best tools at his disposal. And he's managed to... I'll never get over the way we bought all the last Euros. His decisions costed us the Euros. Yes, he got us to the final, but his decisions costed us the finals.
You know how you just spoke about England? I got an EFL one that, Justin. Birmingham City were asking the EFL for permission to play their League One game versus Wrexham in the US. And the EFL went, no, do not start doing this.
No, absolutely not. This is the thing that our football needs to fight against, right? The Super League's going to try it. Do you know what I think they could do? And I think they should do this, and they'll moan about their fixtures. If it's don't move, you can never move home games from home, right?
No.
It's English football. It's in our towns, in our cities, the home team. If Sheffield Wednesday are playing and they're at home, they're not in Texas, they're at Hillsborough.
Yep.
They are in Sheffield, right? Birmingham, if they are at home, they are in Birmingham.
Pre-season.
Wrexham, if they are at home, are in Wrexham. If they are a Premier League, however, if they are I think they just need to make another tournament. Make it a cup. Make it something that's interesting. Like make it the prize money so appealing that
people
teams do it as part of their that. Yeah, maybe you do it as like a Champions League style competition, but you make it like something that happens straight after the season. It's a 2-week tournament in America or a 3 before. And yes, the best players will get knackered from it. That's going to happen. But if football and money are going that way, just go that way and play your teams out there.
If this was a idea saying, hey, this will be a pre-season, I'm like, fine, fantastic. Knock yourselves out, not an issue. The fact that they want to do this as a league game,
I think it should be a competitive pre-season tournament because it'll shut them up. Pre-season tournaments are people where they go and blow things off.
Do you remember
they don't really care.
the Intertoto Cup back in the day?
Not really.
Oh, the Intertoto Cup was very much like that.
I've heard of it.
Where it would be like that. So you need something like that.
I think if you do it and it's like, I actually think if there's like, it's £100 million tournament every year, right? And the winners of the tournament get something like, I don't know, 30 million for winning it or something. And then the 70 is split across the teams and it's a certain amount of teams sort of thing. They want to do something that's got a substantial amount of money in there. People will go for it. People will do it because imagine being a Premier League side and adding 30 million quid to your books. It'll help. You know, with financial fair play and stuff. So teams will actually go for it a bit more. The Americans have got the funds to do it. That's where it needs to go. But we can't start taking our clubs abroad, right? That's why I think we need to be careful with American ownership in football. They don't understand the concepts of relegation and promotion. And those that do, you know, like you're watching the Wrexham documentaries, they're starting to understand. They understand the logistics of it. But Americans with big money, they've got a closed shop. You can't get relegated in the American systems.
No, you can't.
It doesn't work. And I should say United States. By the way, I should not say American systems because I actually hate this. The United States systems. America is not the United States. America is a continent, but even they call themselves America. It's not, this is America. No, there's actually football systems in America, Southern America, that have got proper systems. The United States have got no promotion, no relegation. They talk about having world football with the world sport in like baseball when only they bloody play it, right? They are so used to that. That doesn't work with football. And I like American style things. I think American influence has been great in certain areas, and it's been good on football. They've been able to do the Hollywood story in some ways. Yeah. But you do not start moving our clubs across there. No. Does not happen. Does not happen. And there would be riots, mate.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah.
You think the British should sit like, you don't want to worry about like the revolution when we had all of that. You try and take working class people's sport away, there will be riots.
Look what happened with Super League.
Yeah,
they tried it with Super League, and Super League went insane. I think that'll come back. That could even come back but in a different format, such as this tournament. It shouldn't be something that goes along all the way through the season if they don't want more games. Or I'm just suggesting if they want the Super League style thing and they want this American tournament, make it a tournament, and all of a sudden it's another tournament to compete with the UEFA tournaments, but add it into the week fixtures so clubs can moan even more. If you want to have that tournament, you get away with the Bristol Motor Transport Trophy, which has basically been the Papa John's and stuff like that. That is your tournament.
Yeah, but that's the lower league clubs. What you could potentially do is split it into two, right? So you have the lower league clubs compete in a version of it.
Birmingham Wrexham are League One.
Yeah. No, I know that's the problem there. Well, what I'm thinking there is because the bigger clubs have been talking about it though, because like Chelsea and stuff have been about in the ideas of playing home games in America and stuff. That's been talked allegedly. So it's a case of if that happens, I think what you should do is you should actually allocate one of the spaces or something in the Premier League like you do for the UEFA competition sort of thing, and you get to compete in 2 tournaments or whatever. So you can compete in the UEFA and the American Challenge, whatever it's going to be. And you play the UEFA games on the Wednesdays and the Thursdays or the Tuesdays, but you can work out the scheduling. But you'll have to play within like 2 days. You get like 2 days rest and then you get the Premier League. So you've got 3 fixtures a week. That's the way you work it. And these players will be overworked and the moan and it'll happen. But with what you should do, but it happens in League 1 and 2 anyway with the Pizza Cup. So you get rid of the Pizza Cup, you make it this American one. That's probably a good way to do it. That would pump money into lower league football because you get nothing from the Pizza Cup. So if they actually make it a tournament and say they even put like a £25 million pot on that, for the whole tournament, right? For like League 1 and 2, that'd be quite big. Yeah. Say the winners of the tournament get £5 million and then £20 million is split across the prize monies for the other rounds. That's quite a big draw for League 1 and 2. Do that in America, but don't take our clubs over there. Yeah, you don't want to start me on that because it does my nutting, mate.
Apology to go off topic right near the end, but I've done a jack run. You have.
But yes, you got anything to add before we finish up today?
No,
mate?
That's it.
Good. I'm going to get out of this really hot room because I'm sweating buckets. But that is all I've got for this episode of Talking Wednesday. Take care, guys, and we will see you in the next episode of Talking Wednesday.
See ya.